Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps up to date with players that have been linked with the summer transfer move to Arsenal. Another reminder, it's only one day to go till the Claude Cup that takes place at the New River Sports Centre. You can come along and watch the game for a £6 donation. It's all going to charity, the Guna Claude Trust, SE Dons, AFTV FC, Hackney Wick and the Wall FC all competing for that trophy. Tomorrow we're going to be down there filming. I'm going to be down there. All the crew's going to be down there. Lots of celebs. And also, all the money goes to a great cause. If you can't make it, there's a link in the description. You can donate now. All money greatly received to this charity. And I'll tell you one thing, Claude would be happy that Arsenal are doing their business so early in the transfer market. We're not used to this. You know, when it comes to moving for especially big players, high-profile players, I'm not used to Arsenal doing their business early. We're used to them dithering around, having to sell loads of players first before they can, dabble towards the end and see what they can pick up. But this time round, Arsenal, I feel, are being very decisive. And the good news came through yesterday evening that a deal has been agreed for Arsenal to sign their number one target, Gabriel Jesus. Jesus will be signing for Arsenal. A deal has been agreed for £45 million. That's a little lower than the 50 million that was being quoted, but a little bit higher than the original 40 million that was quoted. And it is hoped that the deal will be all tied up next week. Medical will be done and Gabriel Jesus will be announced as an Arsenal player. And that will be the striker that we've been missing coming in. Of course, we know that Lacazette left. Previous to that, January, it was Aubameyang who left. We have desperately needed a striker. And Gabriel Jesus is going to be the player coming in that position. And that is certainly good news that Arsenal have nailed their number one target, beaten off competition from the likes of Tottenham Hotspur and several other clubs around Europe to get this deal done. Not the cheapest because he's only got a year left, but he's a quality player, a winner, Premier League proven, and I think it's an absolutely brilliant signing for Arsenal. So that is good news. And can they get this one done for Raphinha? We are said to be in pole position to get this one done. Now, we do know that this is a much more complicated situation. He doesn't have a year left. We've got a couple years left on his contract. So Leeds are in no hurry to sell. And as the deal become even more complicated when we saw the news that came out yesterday that Manchester City have agreed a deal to buy Calvin Phillips from Leeds United. Now, I think it may complicate things a bit, this. You've got to take your hat off to Man City. They move quick. Calvin Phillips, really and truly, if you speak to a Leeds fan, that is their main guy. That would be like us selling Saka, right? That's how deep that goes, right? So the Leeds fans are not going to be happy that they've sold Calvin Phillips, even though they may understand why he's gone to Man City. But they're not going to be happy that they've sold Calvin Phillips. For them to sell Raphinha immediately after, that won't go down well with the fans at all. So it may just have complicated the deal. It may mean that the deal is going to be more expensive because, they're getting 45 million for Calvin Phillips. They're trying to hold out for 65 million for Raphinha. Arsenal want to pay around about 50 million. It's going to have to go up. And now they don't have to be in no hurry. They've got 45 million pound in the bank. And as I said, they're going to have their fans on their case. This deal might get a little bit more complicated, but Arsenal said to be in the pole position to sign him. We know that Tottenham are interested in signing him as well. They can offer Champions League football, but the talk is that Raphinha would prefer the Arsenal move because there'd be more regular football. Wouldn't be a given that he would be starting on a regular basis for Tottenham when you consider their strength really is their front three up front. Chelsea are another team that are said to be interested, and again, they can offer Champions League football. I did see yesterday that Chelsea at the moment, they're trying to sell Hakim Ziyech. They're trying to sell him. Apparently AC Milan are interested in him. Plays in a similar sort of position as what Raphinha were playing. But it looks like Chelsea are trying to move out players before they bring players in. Now, if Arsenal are to get a deal done for Raphinha, and it's not going to be easy, they're going to have to move very, very quickly indeed. But again, the thing that they can promise Raphinha is regular football on a and this is a World Cup year, and I've said this a few times. I said it on the evening show yesterday. For Brazilian players in particular, they are so patriotic and passionate about playing for their country, especially at World Cups, that he will not want to go anywhere where he's not going to be playing regular. And I think if he comes to Arsenal, he will play regular. Even with Saka being there, he will play regular. You know what I mean? Saka can move over and play on the left-hand side. The fact that this year there's going to be 5 substitutions, it would be a marvellous signing for Arsenal. Can we get it done? It's not going to be easy, but as I said, we're supposed to be, according to all the reports, in pole position, but it's going to be complicated. How much money is it going to cost now that they've sold Calvin Phillips? How smart, by the way, I was thinking about this, just digressing slightly. Manchester City, I know we slagged them off a lot, right? And I know they've got big head starts over team because of the amount of money they've got, but they really are an example of how to do things in the market, right? You've seen over the years, Arsenal, we've literally had to give players away. We've had players of literally no value. And I like the fact that Arsenal are addressing that now by buying young players, buying players that if it don't work out, they'll still have a value. But Manchester City, they could this season still not really net-wise have spent anything because, they're selling us Jesus 50 million, right? They're probably going to move out a couple other players, Raheem Sterling, people like that. And they're probably going to spend over 100 million, but they would have recouped it all back. That is sensible transfer business because even though they bought Haaland, if they sell Sterling, they've got the money back for it. Good business, and we really got to learn from that. Now, Arsenal linked today with this guy described as the new Yaya Toure. They like to put tags on these players, but his name is Seko Fofana. He plays for Lens over there in France, and L'Equipe claiming that Arsenal are very interested in the midfielder. He's a real powerhouse in midfield, box-to-box midfielder. And as I said, the comparisons given with Yaya Toure was bought by Lens, should I say, from Udinese for £8.6 million, and they've got a 20% sell-on clause. So that means if they were to sell him, and the value there is around about £22.5 million, 20% of that would have to go to the Italian club. He scored 8 goals and had 1 assist last season. Also interesting, PSG and Newcastle. And I've got to say, I've seen him play it quite a few times. He's a very, very good player. He's a powerhouse in midfield. I remember him playing for Lens when they beat PSG, and he was I'll tell you, he was a monster in that midfield, and very, very good player from what I saw. Would fit Arsenal. I'm not sure if he's a sort of defensive player. I'm not sure how good his passing game is, but certainly as a sort of powerhouse, box-to-box, strong midfielder, commanding experience, he did look good to me. If it boiled down to him and Tielemans, I would still rather Tielemans. But you can see what Arsenal are doing here. They're looking at alternatives. If the Tielemans thing doesn't work out, that they can, then move to another target. And again, that is sensible. You've got to have a plan B. So let's keep an eye and see how that one situation works out. As I said, Newcastle also interested. They got loads of money at the moment with their new Saudi owners. They've just done a deal yesterday for Sven Botman from Lille. So they're not shy of spending money. And of course, PSG. You've got 2 of the richest clubs in the world also interested in this guy. So it could be a problem. But let's see how that one pans out. And I spoke about this one yesterday, William Saliba. More news coming through on this one again today, that Marseille willing to offer £25 million to buy Saliba outright. Now, it's been said before that they haven't got the money to get a deal like this done, Marseille, but they're willing to nearly break their transfer record to bring Saliba in. Will Arsenal be tempted by this? I don't think so. Arsenal have got big plans for Saliba. They want him to come back in. I still think, though, looking at it, they could do with getting Saliba to sign a new deal because they've only got 2 years left on that contract, you know, and he may be tempted when you think about it about a Marseille deal because he did very, very well there. He got the Young Player of the Year over there in Ligue 1. He's got into the French national team in defence, which is no mean feat when you think about some of the defenders they've got, the young defenders like Konate, you know, Upamecano and those guys, and he's burst into the team. He could be tempted by that if he doesn't get regular football, you know, or if he doesn't get a promise of regular football. From what all I'm being told is that Arsenal definitely want to keep him for this season. He said himself, you know, he wants to play for Arsenal now that he's come back. So I don't think that should be a problem, but 25 million being put on the table by Marseille to try and tempt Arsenal to sell Saliba. I think, listen, we're short in that department. We need Saliba to stay. And I want to see him play. I can't wait to go to like America and that and see Saliba actually in an Arsenal shirt playing in front of my eyes. That's what I can't wait to see. And what about Hector Bellerin? As I said, we know he's on his way out. We know that last season he had a great time at Real Betis and he wants to go back there, and he was asking Arsenal to tear up the contract so he could go back. But Arsenal have said, no, we want money for you. He's got a year left on his contract. The talk is today, Atletico Madrid, the latest club, interested in his signature. This is good for Arsenal. This is what they want to get going on. They want to get, you know, several clubs interested in him so that they can drive the price up and get some money in. I think what you're going to see happening with Arsenal is that once some of these key targets come in, like a Jesus, whether it be a Raphinha, Lisandro Martinez, Tielemans, then you're going to see Arsenal going on a real fire sale to start moving out a lot of players that they're trying to get rid of. Bellerin, Pablo Mari, possibly Pepe, you know, Lucas Torreira. A lot of those players are going to be looking to move on, and Bellerin is going to be right at the top of that list. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see how that develops out. But Atletico Madrid also interested in Hector Bellerin. Thanks for watching the show today. As I said, don't forget, tomorrow it's all about the Claude Cup taking place at the New River Stadium. I'm raising money for the Guna Claude Trust. Please get yourself involved in that. Get down there if you can, if you're in the London area. Tickets on sale. The link is in the description. If you can't, any donation you can make at all, the links in the description, will be greatly received. Thank you very much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV.